Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're absolutely amazing. I know I am. The only thing I could wish different for myself right now was I wish I actually was back in the Americas. I traveled South America, Central Americas. I didn't quite get to America itself because the Democrats were in power and I just had no interest to be around that, quite frankly. So we went via Europe and then back into the bottom of Africa just to kind of weather out the storm, to get away from the crazy. All right, this liberal identify as a house plant or a cat or like whatever that was about. It just went. It was just too high risk for the well-being for my family. But now that we're kind of happily settled in paradise, there's just beauty all around us here, which is something that's very important to the kids, the safety, and everything is here that's you want for your family. Plus, being distanced away from Europe and the wars, and distanced away from the demonic machine that was going on over there, and so on. So Australia was an option, but I suppose it got a little bit dicey over the COVID period. I didn't really like a lot of what the government did there. So we came down to Africa, the tip of Africa, and kind of hit it out here. But um, man, oh man, do I wish I was in America right now. I can just imagine the spirit on the street, the bravado coming out of the 18 to 15-year-olds going, I was promised a world. I then got dealt with all of this rubbish, and my future started to dissolve, and things became grayscaled instead of like full of light. And then now, just you know what? That's not okay. This sex change amongst kids is not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. We're back, baby. And I wanted to be a part of that drive forward of expansion, of confidence, of business coming back. I think I sent a photograph or screenshots. Let me just get this up and running real quickly. I think, let's see if this opens up. There we go. Over 1.28 trillion added to the US stock market overnight when Trump, there you go, Nvidia up another 5%, Barclay up 5%, Amazon up 3%, Google surprisingly up, Tesla up 14%. I think Elon Musk spent like what was it, 131 million, and he's now $20 billion richer. The guy knows his business, but he's genuine. So I genuinely wish that I was amongst my brothers and sisters in America, regaining unity, the unified front, the values of good, hardworking, resilient, large, open heart people, and standing together against all of the swamp donkeys that came out and tried to make their weird distortions, their traumas, our problem. Like, back into the corner you go, mongoloids. We don't want your rubbish. Do the right thing. Face your problems, overcome them, be stronger for it, and then join the rest of us who have put in the work and actually gone forward relentlessly against all odds, and now being rewarded for it, being reintroduced to a world that makes sense again. So again, I've been seeing a lot of tweets and that kind of stuff saying there's morning in America, like morning as in the sun coming up. When it was morning, like the kind of like the sad version of morning. But now it's like the morning, the sun is coming up again. And for those reasons, if you are in the States, I'm super envious. Enjoy it to its fullest extent. Reach out to me if you can somehow on Telegram or something with maybe some like photographs or some videos. I've been watching a lot online, but just on the street personal level of what it's like for you, because I can only imagine the vibration, the cheerfulness, that kind of Christmas spirit again. And the markets are showing that for sure. So let's get into the markets 5 minutes later. But it's the way I feel. I'm genuinely, I would love to be a part of the Americas. And I'm very envious right now, guys. So on my behalf, if that means anything, go a little bit harder. Feel even more joy. Feel a bit more compassion. Feel a bit more expansiveness. Be a bit more genuine. Do something great for someone else. Because sure as hell I would be there doing the same thing. On to difficult market thingy-me-jigs. So what's happening over here is we know this was the pre-election. By the hype, sell the news. There was a bit of a dip down. It stabilized. I thought there was going to be a turn here for sure, but then as it became convincingly moving to the downside, it crawled across, and this uptick came out and just said, hell no, I'm not going down. I'm done. The democratic system is out of my hair now. I'm not going down. So, but this is a particularly difficult move whilst you're doing it, right? So in hindsight, it just looks a little, there's a few little bars and it's not that serious. But when you have an open trade and it does that kind of thing, it can be really confusing. Reason being is that it's not exactly a double bottom or double top, because that price isn't exactly the same as that one. So it's not that one shape other than the symmetrical or the contracting triangle. So what do we do with this? What does this mean? Well, this is where it's beneficial to split your screen down the middle as I have and get the look ahead of what is approaching, and then that information can help you out with what you got over here. All right, so this, I'm not going to go back to my profile, but if you would like to see it, whilst the price was somewhere back here, I think even over there, I still kept this GAN fan facing forwards, because MTOPS works on all the time frames, which means that this support and resistance needs to close out too. So let me just bring it up the checklist so that I'm not just talking into the air. So on this higher frame, this is the 512. It's all put together through divine numbers, and the way the fractal universe pulls everything together, metaphysics, is why the 512 is the number that we work with. Trend direction over there is a higher high, so it's gone up. 20-point spacing, we're getting into position 1 within the new cycle, so that's great. Scaling, we nailed strongly over there. Kill zone told us the story, and there's a whole module on that for my students in case you need to refresh on that. Time projection, I didn't really put down because scaling was enough, as well as the fan line arc curve. I'll get to that in a second. Cube roots I didn't actually do, so I'm not going to tick those. The oscillator is still opening up, but there is a decline on the rate of change, the momentum that I've added into the oscillator over here, so we'll wait for that. Price projection, well, it's getting to arc 4, so it's getting to the 5th level over here, so we're waiting for that to kind of finalize before we consider any other new positions. And then the fan line arc curve is exactly what I'm trying to talk about over here. So the moves up to the side. Well, let me just get an arrow, maybe that's clearer to see. The moves up here, this was the nominated fan line. And again, I'm going to have to keep on saying this because it feels like no, I can't relate to Donald Trump. No one can relate to Donald Trump. There's no one else in history that has taken on that amount of abuse and still pushed forward. Honestly, he is now, iconic, and he's inspirational. So I can't obviously compare myself to him in any way, but I do feel like there's an onslaught amongst the trading community that still think that support and resistance is horizontal. I feel badly for them. It's actually diagonal, obviously, because the markets move in zigzags, and this diagonal move to the upside, this fan line, according to Gann himself, it's called Gann fan. So over here, if you double click on the tool, you'll see it says fans. So this fan line is nominated along here, bump. And then at this arc curve, this resistance number 5 over there where my mouse is interacting with, this last threshold over here, is where it's kind of, the fancy word for that would be not consolidating, not congregating, confluence. The confluence of those aspects are coming together over there. The joining of those aspects, the meeting of those aspects are all coming together over there. And for those reasons, because I've got something like this, I can forecast the future of price action before it happens ahead of time, just by following this checklist and getting the results turn for turn. So why that's significant is because on the lower frames, when we're dealing with difficulty, we at least have protection and clarity given to us on the higher frames to guide us through, especially after our emotions have watched this major move that maybe not everyone got in on. I certainly did. I advise the guys who watch my videos to get on in it. And then closed off for a really good profit. I'm not upset that I haven't got a long position over here. That was good enough for me. I mean, that, not to be greedy, but I kind of like got in over here, to be honest, and then got out over there. So a decent ride. No, a massively successful ride. I'm not going to kind of water it down. 67,000 up to about 75,000. And with the maximum amount inside the competition, you can only put 0.25 Bitcoin, which is obviously what I rode. So it was about a 1,500 profit on that. So maximum profit on the maximum, or on the best move of recent times, especially in Bitcoin since this Leap competitions open up for TradingView. So yeah, winning, dude. It's just winning after winning, and when it's not favorable market conditions, we know why not to get in. We know when to get in, and all the reasoning behind it. So just to bring it back, this was a difficult move. It was convincingly suggesting it was going to go down, but then it's halted and it moved back up again. And that again was given to us from the higher frame, which protected us against opening up a short position and then just getting impatient, not following the rules, which would have protected us against a loss, because our stop loss gets put behind the recent threshold, the recent turning point. So this price action would have taken us out of stop loss, and you don't want to be in a loss. You don't want to be going short when Trump is an office boy. I don't know. So yeah, however, with this, I do believe in the divinity of market cycles, and I truly believe markets are very, very intelligent. I think we've seen the election results here. I would like to see a confirmed turning point before I put the new direction down, and then maybe witness price do a little bit of crawl before it anchors in and continues its journey. What I would give to be in America right now. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. It's history right now in the making. I think I saw also a mega coming out, and it's like Europe's inspired. Make Europe great again. Like, the guys are just coming together. Putin wants to bring peace. Ukraine might get thrown out of NATO. There's the hundreds of millions of dollars that just are unaccounted for that went to Ukraine. So the money laundering is about to get brought to light. There's so much. The wrong actors inside the government efficiency or the agencies, the intelligence agencies, all these guys are going to get caught out. And I just, oh man, I'm living vicariously via Twitter, but for everyone who's there, just know that you are envied. And this is epic stuff. So great, so great. But if anything, the market confidence, the buyer confidence, the confidence in business again and investment and the future is back, baby. And I love it. So have a great day further, guys. That's it for now. I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.